Hello and welcome to episode 1 of my Colony Survival tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on an introduction to Colony Survival. Colony Survival is a unique first-person voxel RTS developed by Piplis, set in a pretty Minecraft-like world. Build your own colony in a voxel world. Command guards, farmers, miners and other colonists. Defend your colony against hordes of monsters that attack every night. And on that subject of monsters attacking every night, as you increase your colonists, so do the monsters increase. So with each new colonist you bring into the world, you will get then an extra monster attacking you at night, so bear that in mind. Colony Survival is on Steam and priced at £14.99 or $19.41. It was released on the 16th of June 2017, so it's been out a few months now. And as you can imagine, there's not a ton of content in the game, but the developers are actively adding new content to the game. Recently they've added technologists table and research, and it's all good, and I'll be showing you all of that. Here's a bit of what it says on the Steam store page. Build your own village, castle or city and populate it with colonists. Let guards, farmers, miners, foresters, bakers, smelters and artisans work for you. After the sun has set, most colonists will go to bed, but the enemy awakens. Colony Survival is a very fun game to play. It just needs a lot more content to make it great. But there is still enough in the game to have a lot of fun, which is what I want to show in this series, to give you an idea of how much there is to do. And I wanted to hopefully show new updates of the content as the developers release it. Anyway, so let's make a start. So we're presented with this screen that you can see here. So you've got multiplayer. I'm going to do play on single player, so I'm going to select that and then click New World. Give the world a name, or colony a name. Call it that, and I'll leave it to set defaulted as spawn monsters and leave it as just that, and then play. Okay, so you start with this welcome to the colony screen, which you can, if you read through it, it gives you different steps that you can take for your progress, which is very, very useful. You can press the F1 key to remove it, and the F1 key again brings it back. So the first thing to mention to you is if you press the I key, so you can see it's a very pretty Minecraft world. I've had to turn the bloom off as the sun does get very bright. But anyway, if I press the I key, it brings up the inventory. This is actually your inventory down here. It's just like Minecraft. The items you put on your hotbar here you can use. Up here is your stockpile. Items that are in here, your colonists, and you can use. But your colonists obviously won't touch anything from your hotbar. Now the very first thing you'll need to think about is two things. Getting some berries for food and getting at least one guard, so when night comes you can defend your base. So the first thing that we are going to want to do is to place down our banner. Your banner is where you start your colony, and I always like to look for a nice big open place just like this. So this is perfect. If you press the number 2 key, which it told us with the quick start, so press 2 to plant it. So if we press the number 2 key, and then just, you see the crosshair there, if I choose a square that it's on and just right click, it places the banner down. Now that I have the banner, the first thing I want to do really is to start, like I say, some berries. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Now you can notice down here, scrolling the mouse wheel scrolls you along your hotbar, and it switches you between the command tool, which you use for your placing your banner and also your structures, and your banner tool, which you use for your creating new colonists. So I'm going to choose the command tool, right click, and I'm going to left click berry farmer, because that's what I want. I would need a berry farm just to start off some food production, and I want to try and make it a bit of a distance away. All will become clear why I'm doing that. Now if you right click, keep the button pressed, and then you move to a maximum size of, let's see, no, yeah, so it's 7 by 6. That's as big as you can have for a berry field. The wheat fields we can do 10 times 10, but for that, and then just right click again, that places it down. So we have a berry field. The next thing now we need to do is to place a bed. When you place beds, that allows you then to get colonists. So for now I'm going to place the bed just next to the banner. So if we press the I key, go into my inventory, to make a bed, that's what we need to do. We need 3 planks and 3 straw, and the game does start you with a lot of resources to get you started. So I'm going to left click the bed, that grabs it out of the crafting window, and then put it on the hotbar. Escape that, and then just, you can choose the direction that it's going to face by pressing the R key. So I'm going to turn it to face that way, and then right click, that places the bed. The next thing to do is to scroll over the banner tool and then right click and recruit a colonist. Notice it will use 5 units of food per day. For every colonist that you get, you need to take into account they will eat 5 units of food. And to first recruit them, you need 50 units of food. Up here you can see we start with 300 food. At the moment we're not using any food per day because we don't have any colonists. And down here is your arrows, which we will be getting to. So watch what happens when I do recruit colonist. Okay, when you left click, you see now up there food use per day is 5. And there's now a colonist. Because the only job I had open was this berry field, that colonist has automatically gone to the area and is now going to start producing berries. Now my tip to you, at this stage in the game of its development, the best thing to do straight away is to get 2 berry farms going. So I'm going to do another bed. Notice I can't make a bed because it's red, so what you have to do is grab the straw from your stockpile and left click on it and put it on your hotbar. As soon as you do that, you can then create the bed. So bear in mind it'll only use the materials from your hotbar. So to make these items over here, just pull the items out of your stockpile and put them on your hotbar. Okay, so let's do another bed. We haven't got long before it gets dark, and I need at least 1 archer. So let's put this bed beside this other one and put them side by side, and then they can get into it. Now what I'm going to do is use the command tool again. Notice when you highlight the command tool, it shows you the outlines of any other structures. So I'm going to right click, whoops, yeah, because it's already set to berry farm, I'm happy with it automatically choosing the berry farm tool. But if I wanted to choose a different structure, just left click, and it will show you the different structures. It will remember the last structure you built. So when you just automatically right click, it's going to start on whatever the last structure was. So let's quickly put another one down here. And let's now get another colonist. There we go, so that's 2 doing the berries. Next let's do another bed and put an archer down before it gets to night time. 1 archer it will be perfectly okay up until about 8 or 9 colonists. I would say you need 1 archer for every 10 colonists you have. So oops, it's night time. Let's quickly get a bed down before they start attacking me, because I also need to do place down. Okay, what I like to do, put my archer on a block so he's a bit higher. And right, let's go in here. We now need to grab a quiver, put the quiver down on there, and now we need to recruit a colonist so we can start shooting them. Okay, now the only job that's here, oh, we need arrows. A bow, I mean. Right, so remember to do your bow, otherwise the archer won't work. Right, there you go, now he's up. Now, just in time, because probably we're going to start getting some zombies. So bear that in mind, when you make your archer, remember you have to make a bow and put it in your stockpile. Otherwise, he'll just go to sleep like he did, and then the zombies will come and eat you. And that won't be a good start to your new game. There you go, you can see there's some zombies coming now. What you can also do, of course, is make another bow, put it on your hotbar. If you right click, it grabs 50 arrows at a time, that'll be enough. We can highlight the bow, and now we can also shoot the zombies. Okay, here's one coming now. So let's show you this guard. This is so fantastic. This is just so much fun. Watch this. And there you go. See that? He just shot him. And so he will automatically shoot all these zombies that are roaming around. Now, at the moment, it's okay us just having the beds on the surface like this, but eventually, because there'll be so many zombies, we want to keep them protected by having a wall around us. And we will put an archer at the entrance, and you'll see, it will be very good for keeping the colonists safe. So we're just waiting for day, and then we can carry on. So this zombie, let's shoot with my bow. There you go. So bear that in mind, when you've made your archer there, you can also grab the bow yourself and shoot them. But I prefer just to leave him to do it. Although sometimes when the creatures are walking across like that, he'll waste a lot of arrows trying to shoot it until it's coming out and on a direct line towards the archer. These don't drop any loot, so don't worry about that. At the moment they don't drop any loot. Maybe in the future they may, but as it stands at the moment, when they die, there's nothing. They just die. Now you can see the nights aren't long, so it's soon going to be day. And as soon as daytime comes, just like in Minecraft, the zombies will all die. They'll all perish. But the archer's still having fun shooting them. There we go. He saved the day. Okay, so if we look in my inventory, you'll notice I've got 7 berries there so far. That's going to be our food to start with until we can start producing bread. To make the bread, you need to do a few things first. You need a grindstone, then you need a oven. So it's a few step process, and if you only have one berry farmer, you're soon going to chew up all your food, because remember, to make a new colonist takes 50 food out of your stockpile. So I've got 3 colonists, that took 150 food out of the 300 food that I had. And bear in mind as well that them 3 colonists now altogether, each of them's eaten 5 food, so that's 15 food per day, as you can see in the top right corner. Now the next thing we want to do, with these berry farmers over here, we need to place a crate down so they can put the food into that. Otherwise they won't be depositing it into our stockpile. So we'll put it just over here near to this area. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's grab that back. There we go. Now what you will notice with that crate is when their pockets are full, they will just walk over to it and deposit the berries into the stockpile. And if we take a look, so we got 7 berries. Okay, while they're doing that, let's start working on some sort of base to keep the people, my colonists, safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by going underground with the base. The reason for that is because then I'll get lots of materials in order to build walls. So you can see, just by left clicking is how you remove the blocks, and if you highlight a block and right click, it places it down. So it's just like Minecraft, very simple and a lot of fun to do. Okay, so I'm going to go 2 down. I don't have to worry about the monsters now spawning at night because my archer will take care of them. And he will be sufficient up until about 10 colonists. And every 10 colonists I will get a new archer. Okay, so I'm just going to dig out a little base and I'm going to put their beds down here. And there is a very good reason why you should want to do this. Okay, let's make it wider. And of course all of this dirt I can use to build a wall until I'm able to get stone, then I can upgrade it to a stone wall. Although the walls don't get attacked, so you can quite happily make your town wall out of dirt, but I should imagine you'd want to use dirt, because to make a nice town you will use stone. It looks really good as well. Okay, that should be enough. What I can do is place a torch down here, and there's a lot of light, so that's really cool. Let's just do it a bit wider. Okay, so now what we can do, I can grab the beds off the surface. You just pick them up by doing the left click over them, like so. Go down here into the base, press the I key, let's throw the grass in there, don't need that, let's grab the beds, and let's start putting the beds down. So I'm going to face them, I'm going to keep them near the entrance so they don't have far to walk. Place one there, come around this side, turn that around, and place that there. So you can see you can get blocks of 4 beds. Now let's dig this out a bit more. The way the beds work with the colonists will go to the nearest bed to where they're working. So you'll notice when I dig down into the ground and go down to the bottom level where my miners are going to be, I will place their beds down there with them, and then that way they won't walk all the way back up here to the base. Once you've got your food and your archer done, you really, all the stress is gone from the game. You can just purely enjoy now and then do whatever you wish. Because as long as you've got them 2 berry farmers, you see, look at the food. 56 berries means I can get another colonist if I wanted to. So it gives you a nice quick start, whereas if you only have 1 berry farmer, as soon as you've used up all your food, things start to get slow. Right, okay, that should be big enough down here for now. Now what I can do is think about putting... yeah, so now I will start to build some walls around. So let's do it about that wide. Yeah, that should be big enough. Now the zombies can get over a single block, so you have to do the blocks too high in order to make them an effective wall. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, one thing you don't want to do is completely enclose your colony. If you do completely encase it with a too high wall, what happens is your colonists will eat food at a much faster rate, and you don't want that. So just leave a gap, as you're going to see in this wall when I've completed it. Oh, I've run out of dirt. No, I haven't. There we go. Got a bit more. Let's throw that in there for now. Right, okay, so let's put down a torch because it's getting very dark. Notice the zombies can't attack you when you're too high above them. And what I've done by doing this wall around and the gap is I'm then going to be able to funnel them through there, making it easier for my archer to shoot straight at them so he doesn't waste lots of arrows. You see, if we look that way, they'll come straight on at him. Although what I'm going to do in a moment is move the archer with the next, when it gets to daytime, I'm going to move the archer to here above the entrance. Okay, let's do what I want to do. So what I'm going to do here is place them like that. Because then what I can do put him above the entrance and one out. So if he stands here, this archer, he'll be able to get the range on all of them. But this is sufficient for now. Okay, let's actually make this 3 high. Remember, you just left click to pick up items, right click places. Very simple. That's another enjoyable thing about Colony Survival. It's a very simple game to play. See, they're trying to get to my colonist beds so they can start eating them up, but they're not going to get there because what I'm going to do is move the entrance to this side. So they've got to come right back here, the zombies, to get down to the beds. There you go, it's daytime again, so the colonists have got up and they'll start to do some work. Right, okay, so now for my archer, I want him over here. And I will put the steps up over here. The pathing is just so good in this game. Oops, no, don't do that. So I've just picked up the quiver. What I'll now do is place the quiver where I want it, which is over here by the entrance. And let's face him that way. There you go, watch him now. Now, because I've just removed that quiver, what it has a habit of doing is removing the bow from your stockpile. So remember, you'll need to make another one. Put it in your stockpile and away he goes. There you are. The pathing in this is fantastic, and believe me when I tell you I've tried it out. I've done some really difficult paths for them to follow, and they do it every time. Look at that, how fantastic is that? And there you are, he's now protecting the only entrance. For now that will do, but later on we need to get a lot more clever if we want to survive, because this will not last us long before we just get overrun with zombies. If we check, we see now we've got 100 berries, so time to start on our bread production so we can get a better source of food. The main aim at the moment for me is to try and see what the maximum amount of colonists is I can achieve, but in order to think about that I need to have tons of food, and there's even lots of different achievements with regards to the food. So let's go down now and start on the bread. In fact, the first thing I want to do is put my entrance to here this way. Let's see, so put it here. That way I can block this way up. I won't use the bow for the moment, my archer will do fine, plus I need to keep the arrows in there. Okay, let's now put the grass back. There we go. Now this way, this means that they've got to go a longer way, the zombies, to get to my colonist beds. They've got to get by that guy up there. And the ones, if there are lots that come in, at least he gets a chance to shoot them as they're coming in here as well. Okay, right, let's now go back down here and let's do some bread production. So the first thing we're going to need is a grindstone. Well, the first thing we're going to need is a bed, so let's put the bed down. And now the next thing to do, see, now that I've removed the entrance on this side, I can now make this bigger as well. go. Let's see. So I can start that over here. Oh, there's the 30-minute timer. So I'm going to only make them 15 minutes in future, the episodes, but I thought the first one, the introduction to colony survival, I will make 30 minutes. I will carry on then with the bread production, well, the grindstone, and developing my base in episode 2. This is just meant to be an introduction to the game to give you an idea of it, and as we progress with the series we'll go through all the different content that's currently in the game, and there is some great content in the game, as you're going to see. We're getting plenty of food, we've got our defences in place, so we're looking good for the next episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you, and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.